Welcome back, duelists and dungeon crawlers alike. It is Saturday. Saturday means we're going to be doing a little bit of the Yugi-D&D. So, just real quick, if you don't throw dice, it's okay. You guys can still check out this video. You guys can still enjoy it. But if it really isn't your thing, you can go ahead and take today off. Full permissions. I still want you guys to go have a wonderful day. I still want you guys to go do something for yourself, even if this isn't your thing. But if it is, then stick around, because we got something awesome for you. So last week I did, what was it? It was the Giant Soldier Stone. We basically pulled up the Stone Golem, showed you guys a figure, showed you guys how I did the paint job myself, showed you guys which paints I used, all of the things, right? So this week, we finally had something else come in that we had ordered. And it was the magical items of D&D cards. It's basically a set of flashcards that look a lot like this. Hundreds of cards in the set. And really cool ways to try to, instead of turning something from Yu-Gi-Oh! To D&D, I wanted to turn something from D&D into Yugi-D&D. So we had Celestial go through the entire pack. So yesterday she read every card, read every effect. This is what she settled on. So we are going to be talking today about the Mirror of Life trapping. Now, I'm going to give you guys all the major effects here. Then I'm going to show you how we can turn this into Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I'm going to show you a couple of other things that you guys could do with it on the DM side of things. So, this is a really cool item. It's a very ornate mirror. But if we flip the card around, and I love this, this is so much easier than holding a book sometimes. What you find out is, okay, this is a very rare item, so this isn't something that you're just going to run across as a player. This would be a wondrous item that your DM definitely decides to give, and it is probably going to be one of those things where it's not exactly legendary, but it might as well be. It depends on how the DM's feeling. So let's get into the stats here. So when this 4-foot tall mirror is viewed indirectly, the surface will show faint images of creatures. The mirror itself will weigh 50 pounds and have an AC of 11 while having 10 hit points and vulnerability to bludgeoning damage. It shatters and is destroyed when it is reduced to 0 hit points. So just right off the rip, if you're a Yugi fan, this is cool. We get to explain to you. So AC means when we roll an attack roll, we take this plus whatever the weapon bonuses is, plus our proficiencies if we haven't already added them in, to decide whether or not we hit. So you must meet or exceed to hit. It's a lot like a lot of our card games, especially in Yu-Gi-Oh! So again, if a monster is at 1800 attacks a monster at 1800, they do collide if they're in attack mode. It is what it is. The 10 hit points is obviously going to be how durable the mirror itself is. Vulnerability to bludgeoning damage would be referring to the type of weapon used. And again, this might go to the DM. They might say that you roll with advantage. So, boom, that 20. Boom, 17. Obviously going to take the 20. 20 probably going to be dealing like crit damage or whatever. It's probably going to break that time. Is what it is. Continue the effects, right? If the mirror is hanging on a vertical surface and you are within 5 feet of it, you may use an action to speak its command word and activate it. Now, this could be as silly or as serious as you want it to be. So if you are the DM, you could let them choose the command word, or it may be something that they have to learn via some puzzle. Maybe there's a journal in a room close to or in the same room as the mirror. So again, if the players do what they're supposed to do or ask all the right questions, maybe they're just giving it anyway. It remains activated again until you use an action to speak the command word again. So that's not too bad. Next bit. Any creature other than you meaning the person who activated the effect of the mirror, that sees the reflection in the activated mirror while within 30 feet of it, must succeed on a difficulty check 15 charisma. So they have to use their charisma modifier plus beat or exceed, or even meet or exceed 15 on a d20 roll. So again, boom, I've got a 16. So as long as I don't have negative charisma, we should be good. or be trapped along with anything it is wearing or carrying in one of the mirror's 12 extra dimensional cells. So think of it as 12 little baby pocket dimensions and a good way of holding people in there. The saving throw will be made with advantage if the creature knows the mirror's true nature and constructs succeed on the save throw automatically. So again, like the golems are constructs, so they are immune to this effect. So this is really cool. Plus, again, if you guys want to check this out in the actual books, this would be page 181 of the DM's Guide. How do we make this Yu-Gi-Oh? So I thought about it. And since I have this wonderful little app on my phone, we're going to talk about this. So we have a ton of mirrors in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! We have like the Bujin Regalia, the mirror. And so you could just take this card and see whether or not it's going to load. Maybe not because I'm in airplane mode, because I just don't want to get called while I'm doing this. Here you go. You have the Dragon's Mirror, at which point it could be given to you by a dragon. There's Fairy's Hand Mirror. You guys can modify it into a smaller mirror if you guys choose to as the DM. Any one of these cards could be the thing. The Fiend Reflections kind of show like a kind of a cool little thing. We did pull one of these as a card. We did go and grab the Fiend's Mirror because maybe as the DM, you actually want it to be alive. So we can actually turn this into a moving, schmoving, grooving monster. And at which point I would just give it some basic stats. But I would probably also spice it up and say that it could probably summon anything that's in its extra dimensional cells. I would probably give it more hit points. I'd probably give it a slightly higher AC. I would keep the bludgeoning weakness because that's actually really smart and I like it. But I would make it to where maybe it could summon things to defend itself based on what it's already got. So while I'm rolling the stats for that, I would go ahead and take a D12 because it did say 12, right? So we roll it. It's got 3 monsters already in it. And then, of course, as the DM, you just go ahead, you cherry pick it, whatever you want. They could be weak, they could be strong, they could be a weak, a medium, and a strong. You guys get the choice. And remember, it traps the items too. So if somebody had like a whole bunch of gold on them, like that gold is in the mirror. Additionally, something that isn't mentioned on this card for this that may be mentioned in the book, but I'm not going to walk over and grab the book right now. If the mirror is shattered, I think we could also spice this up by, as a DM, making it work like the bag of holding, where essentially it's going to throw up everything that it's got right there on the floor immediately. Or, of course, you could just say that it gets lost in those pocket dimensions forever, that there's no other real way to get to them. Outside of some zany spells, should one of the player characters be trapped, maybe you make a small short quest. Maybe there's like a wizard or a sorcerer nearby. Somebody that is very good or skilled with dimensional type magics in order to retrieve your friend or friends. Additionally, if you're using it as a mirror and giving it to the players, maybe, and this is again just like a maybe, if you're going to keep the actual stats here, 50-pound, 4-foot tall mirror, then perhaps you want to see whether or not you have a paladin who wants to maybe tie this to their shield, or somebody's going to strap this to their back so they could turn around and potentially use it, sort of like Medusa in like Greek mythology, but instead of turning them to stone, trapping them in the mirror. It's very cool. It's very fun. There's a lot of ways we could approach this. So we can make it just a regular item. You can modify the size anytime you want because, again, as a DM, we get privilege like that. You guys can turn this into a monster, and then you guys can, of course, take cards like this. We've got the Cypher Mirror Knight. That guy could totally be used if you want to have like sort of like a construct thing. Arcfiend Mirror is not going to really show anything better, but we'll just kind of come in closer. Again, if you're giving it out as part of a quest item, somebody wants you to do something else. Maybe you're with the Fae, Maybe they need you to go take care of some demons, so you need a fairy's hand mirror, as opposed to the fiend's hand mirror, as opposed to maybe you meet some tritons, so you go ahead and you do one of the Gishki mirrors, at which point you can choose and just kind of like pick which one you want. Is it a photo mirror? Is it a necro mirror? Is it the aqua mirror? Is it an ice mirror? Maybe you went across a tribe of ice giants. Maybe you do something with like the ice barrier cards for your story. Same thing for the light and shadow imprisoning mirrors. They can be used. We have the mirror resonator, which is another good way to turn it into a monster. You can just sort of have like this little flying fiend guy. Not that strong, but maybe he's got the ability to summon things he's already captured inside of the mirror, which is, again, just a D12 roll away from glory. We got the mirror of the ice barrier, moon mirror shield, which, if I could just stop doing that. We have the moon mirror shield, which is a good way of trying to incorporate this into armor. And depending on how good the armor is, like if you just want this to be like a really cool thing, maybe you take away the fact that it can trap things, but maybe it could just summon things out that have been beaten in battle. And then you could turn it into a shield. Like literally the sky's the limit, guys. And I just want you guys to have fun. But this is a great way to take something that's already existing in the world of D&D and just give it the Yu-Gi-Oh flavor. So I think this is fun. I'm not sure which way is my favorite way, and I'm not sure which part of one of my campaigns this is going to appear in. It'll probably appear as a monster. It'll probably be something where like the players have beaten it before or something. Hopefully they're not watching this because, again, we will be doing a playthrough on here. I am slowly getting players signed on for it, and hopefully you guys are okay with a little bit of Yugi-D&D. So we'll actually have like an actual play. When we go to do that, it'll probably be like more of like a podcast format. I'll throw up like some sort of graphic. Maybe it'll just be the play mat. Maybe it'll be the one that we're going to be making here just as soon as we get enough funds to get an updated play mat. But yeah, so hopefully that'll be fun. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Outside of that, that's it for today, my friends. So do the things like, comment, subscribe if you like it. But again, if you're just here for the D&D stuff, yeah, maybe still subscribe, but like, don't feel pressured to watch all the other stuff, unless of course you end up liking it, at which point you should watch it all of it. There's so much. But don't feel pressured, like seriously. I just want you guys to go out now. I want you guys to enjoy the rest of your day. It's Saturday. At least it was on the day of filming and the day this was released. I hope that you guys enjoy it. And yeah, hope to see you guys again next time. Later.